Founded in 1992, Saigonchildren's charity CIO is a non-governmental organization in the UK. Saigonchildren has implemented a number of specialized programs and projects in the field of education development for the community, especially providing educational opportunities to disadvantaged children in Vietnam with 4 pillars: scholarship and development of children, vocational training and skills, education for the special needs. 186 schools have been built by Saigonchildren for the poor in 10 provinces and cities of Ho Chi Minh, Đồng Nai, Tây Ninh, Tiền Giang, Trà Vinh, Kiên Giang, Hậu Giang, Quảng Trị, Phú Thọ, and Ninh Bình. Focusing on the education is the direction Saigonchildren aims to help children and families get out of poverty and contribute to the education of Vietnam. Recently, Saigonchildren received the Certificate of Merit from Prime Minister Nguyen Phuc for their positive and persistent contribution over the past 26 years. Hello everyone, welcome to Sharing Vietnam on VTC 10 Net Viet. We're here today at the event of celebrating 26 years and receiving the Certificate of Merit from the Prime Minister of Saigonchildren organization for its profound contributions to the access of education in Vietnam. And to find out more about their achievements and operations in Vietnam, let's talk with the Executive Director, Mr. Damien Roberts from Saigonchildren. Thank you, Mr. Damien, so much for spending time with Sharing Vietnam today. First of all, can you share with us your feelings when receiving the certificate of recognizing the impacts and contributions that Saigonchildren has made in Vietnam?
Oh, just incredibly happy. Obviously, it's a massive honour to receive the certificate from the Prime Minister, and it wouldn't have happened without having 26 successful years behind us. So it's a wonderful feeling to accept the award on behalf of all of the staff and the former staff that have been here. So tremendous news. We really, the work that we do is the reward in itself, but it's wonderful when people recognise and appreciate the things that we've done over the years, because it helps us to remember what we've achieved too. And for us in particular, the Vietnamese government have always been tremendously friendly and helpful and supportive. And so when we get an award from them, it feels extra special.
Can you share more in details about the scope of works that Saigonchildren has in Vietnam?
Sure. So I mean, we've had 4 main programs that we have now, and actually they're basically the same programs as when we started out 26 years ago. Things have changed with each of them as we kind of react to the needs of the children that we work with, and of course Vietnam has changed a lot over the last 26 years. But essentially we still do what we do because we feel it's the right thing. So we build schools, mainly in very rural areas where children are travelling maybe 15 kilometres, 10 miles to get to work, to get to school in the morning. And so we build schools in those areas so that we can help make their life a lot easier. And we're very proud of the beautiful buildings that we put up. And then we provide scholarships to the children as well. So for those children from families who have very low income, who maybe would be tempted to take their children out of school, too soon because they want them to contribute to the family income. So we support them so we can make sure that they stay in education for as long as possible. We do vocational training, so for those people who have either finished their academic education or have decided that they don't wish to pursue academic education further. So we provide them with the skills that they need to be able to get good jobs, better jobs than they would have been able to do without our support, and so they can support themselves, support their families. And finally, we do special needs education, which is something very dear to my heart. And some of that is small projects that we do with other organisations. So we recently worked with a group of visually impaired and blind children, also children with cerebral palsy. But one of the big focuses for Saigonchildren, and something that's going to be a big part of what we do in the future, is working with young children with autism, helping them to access education, to communicate better, and supporting their families as well.
I'm very curious regarding about the journey of you entering into the organization of Saigonchildren, and what are your impressions about its impact that it has in Vietnam?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm quite lucky in that I joined Saigonchildren relatively recently, and so I still have, at least partially the capability to view Saigonchildren as an outsider and an insider, and it's wonderful to know that everything that I thought about Saigonchildren before I joined is true. It's an organisation that's filled with incredibly passionate and talented employees. We have a board of trustees who do so much. They're so generous with their time, their money, their contacts. We have wonderful supporters, companies from around the world and around Vietnam who have been supporting us in many cases for 20 years. And all of the view that I had as an outsider previously was that the work that was happening was important and making a big difference. And sometimes it's difficult to know when you join an organisation whether your original perception will be correct. And I'm happy to say that actually I found even more incredible things when I took over as Executive Director at the start of this year.
It can be seen that the beneficiaries of Saigonchildren are diverse groups.
Yeah, so at the moment we build on average one school every month. So we built a total of around 200 schools. Obviously we started smaller and we've grown and grown, but around 200 schools we've built so far in Vietnam, and that's all come from donors, most of them companies, some of them individuals, who've wanted to contribute to Vietnam, usually because they've got their own passion for the country. We currently are helping in the school that we've been in today for the ceremony, a vocational training school, about 300 children a year, which equates to about 6,000 or 7,000 children since it's been working. We currently offer career counselling and life skills to around 10,000 children a year, and we've given something like 35,000 scholarships over the year. Usually about 2,000 a year. That differs from year to year depending on the demand. So yeah, we're pretty proud of what we achieved, and as I say, the special needs education, so far we've done 55 different projects, and we're really looking to focus in on one of those in particular for the future with the autism education.
This is a free English class in the framework of delivering quality education for the community, especially for disadvantaged children in Vietnam, organized by Saigonchildren in Ho Chi Minh City. This program is believed to set a foundation for them to access better career opportunities in the future.
Dạ, con cảm thấy rất là tuyệt vời mà được học ở đây. Dạ, ngoài ở trong trường á, là con chỉ được viết thôi, chứ không có được nói nhiều như ở đây. Ở đây thì con được nói rồi được nghe. Nhiều khi còn có tình nguyện viên người nước ngoài nữa, cho nên cảm thấy rất là tốt.
These classes would be impossible to set up without the contribution of donors, sponsors who have been accompanying Saigonchildren with the desire to bring good deeds to the community.
And then one of my very good friend, Mary Matheson, she recommended me to the founder of Saigonchildren about 4 years ago. So from there, I started my journey with Saigonchildren charity, and I volunteer, I contribute my time, and I'm just happy that I can be part of this team and I can just be a little help to this country.
Qua nhiều năm thì hiện tại mình thấy là Saigonchildren Charity là một trong những đối tác chiến lược rất là quan trọng đối với Premier Oil trên việc công tác xã hội, là vì họ thực sự thực thi được cái sứ mệnh mà họ cam kết và làm đối với Việt Nam cũng như là với các trẻ em ở đây.
With the support of the community, Saigonchildren has brought many disadvantaged children in Vietnam a brighter future. At the same time, Saigonchildren also links the hearts of those who wish to contribute to the development of Vietnamese education. from the name, we would think that the operations of Saigonchildren would mostly benefit the children in Saigon, but it can be seen that the scope of works that you do are throughout the country.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, obviously we always try to target the most disadvantaged children and families because, you know, wherever the need is the greatest, that's where we can make the biggest impact. So the one thing that tends to bind the beneficiaries together is that they have had a start in life which is not necessarily as fortunate as some of their colleagues. But for us, you know, they come from all around Vietnam. So, you know, we're currently working very much down in the south of the Mekong Delta, and excuse my pronunciation, but Javin. And we're also currently building a school northwest of Hanoi. So, you know, that's about 1,000 kilometers north to south. We work in the highlands, we work in the coastal regions. We're currently active in about 10 different provinces. And many of our beneficiaries, they come from either different ethnic backgrounds, many Khmer in the southern Mekong Delta. So they're a diverse bunch, but the thing that I've found in my time with Saigonchildren is that usually what makes them seem most similar to each other is their enthusiasm and their passion and their hard work. And that's why it's such a privilege to help them. We build kindergartens, so we have tiny, beautifully cute little children running around our lovely new schools. And so we work with them from kindergarten age all the way up to vocational training, which we will offer to people after university, so in their early to mid-20s. Our scholarships usually start at primary school age, but we will follow that child and that young person through their education if their need demands it. So if their circumstances change and they become better off, wonderful. If they still need our support, then they will sometimes have our support for 15 years or more. And that's one of the great things about being an NGO that's been active in Vietnam for so long, is that you have those long-term relationships. And
What is the motivations that move Saigonchildren forward and help the staff to overcome the difficulties?
you know, it would be surprising if anybody doing any job never faced any difficulties, and so we faced a few. Sometimes it's difficult to work with new local authorities. So we have many trusted partners that we've been working with for decades. They know exactly how we operate, they know how we receive funding from other parties, how we use that money to build schools and give scholarships. And sometimes we have a sort of a process of education when we're working with new authorities. If we've ever had any difficulties, then often we have organisations like VUFO, who support us in kind of smoothing over any of the kind of misunderstandings that can sometimes arise. So we feel tremendously lucky to have the Vietnamese government who have been such a strong supporter for us. You know, those problems, if you like, are the things that we work with them to overcome.
Please share with us more regarding the future plans in order to work better with the disadvantaged children, as well as to expanding the impact that you already have in Vietnam.
And for me, you know, I'm very much now looking to the future and how I can build on that and expand that. And so for us, it's a case of speaking to more and more potential supporters and donors and international and Vietnamese companies that want to work with us, that want to support our work. You know, our ambition is to scale up and to, you know, look at 25% more, 50% more, eventually double our reach. And so all of our programs, we will continue with the same 4 programs that we've had for a very long time. But every single one of those I'd like to see grow in the next few years. And we've already had a lot of indications from potential supporters that they're willing to step up and provide us with the resources that we're going to need to do that. So it's a very exciting time for us.
Once again, thank you for all your sharing today.
Thank you very much.
So that's the end of our program today. Thank you so much for watching us. For any questions and feedback, please email to sharingvietnam@netvietttv.net. Thank you and see you again.